matches. The first part can go out straight away. The second part is embargoed until 10:30 on Sunday evening. We'll start with Simon Stone.
Hi Ralph, I hope you're okay. Obviously, the Wolves game didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, and since then there's been a lot of debate around whether the atmosphere within the club is as it should be. Could you just give us your thoughts on where the club is at the moment and how you feel about the squad?
Well, I can only tell you about the squad, obviously. I don't know about the atmosphere inside the club. I can only speak about the players, the locker room, the coaching staff. Obviously, everybody was very disappointed after the game, not only about the result, but also about the performance, especially in the first half. Yes, and now we have 4 days of training, yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, before the Aston Villa game. And my job, our job is to make sure that we show a different performance on Monday against Aston Villa.
Do you feel as though the players are behind you and the new coaches? I mean, it has been a big change. It's a new coaching team. Do you feel that the players are listening to you and are buying into your ideas?
They're at least trying. I'm sure that they are listening. And I think we showed in the last games against Palace and also against Burnley and in parts also in the away games against Norwich and Newcastle that they are trying to follow to the advice that we give them, that I give them. We conceded less goals than before. I think we have an average of 1.7 per game. Let me check. I think it is true. How many goals have we conceded so far? It's 0.6 in those 6 games. But yes, still, it's about balance. We need to find the best possible balance between offense and defense. And this is we still have something to do and to get better on.
Simon Peach.
Hi Ralph. I was just wondering how the group, I guess yourself and coach staff, have reacted to the loss, and did it make you understand just how much a result can be amplified at arguably the biggest club in the world?
Well, yes. I mean, as I said, all the players were disappointed, frustrated, like myself, like the coaching staff, because especially in the first half, we didn't get hold of the build-up game of Wolves. Again, second half was better, but we just didn't score. We didn't score the first goal, but conceded it 10 minutes from time. And as I said, it's a question of balance of offense and defense. I think offensively we have quality, we can show the quality, but at the same time we need to find the best possible balance, offense and defense.
Continuing that theme, there's a lot of talk, and there has been before your arrival, about the midfield. I was just wondering what you thought the options at your disposal there, and whether, having looked at it, you think there's a profile of player that is missing.
Well, it doesn't help if there is a profile missing. We need to and want to work with the players that we have, and we showed that we are able to keep clean sheets with this group of players. But as I said, at the same time, it's also about what are we doing with the ball and without the ball. Again, we had too many giveaways, too many turnovers in that game, and this is also an issue that we spoke about with the team, that we shouldn't make it too easy to the other team to get in possession of the ball, especially when once we have the ball, it's also about responsible decision-making, making the right decision at the right moment.
Alan Myers.
Yes, hi Ralph. Do you think there's a lot of talk this week about the dressing room being unsettled? Do you think there's a problem at Manchester United regardless of who the coach is, and that needs to be sorted out first?
Well, I mean, this is not only an issue with a club like Manchester United. When you have a big squad, and we have a big squad, and we have, at least in the last 2 games, we had most of those players available. Yes, we had an issue with 3 centre-backs missing out against Wolves, but in general, we had most of the players available, apart from Paul Pogba. And if you have that many players and only 10 field players can play, and 3 being substituted, then of course you have quite a number of players, in our case 12, 13, 14 players who don't even play or not even being in the squad. And that those players are not happy about that situation is obvious, is clear. So I think in total we have a big squad. I tend to explain to players every 2-3 weeks why they are not playing, but obviously I cannot do that in every game. And that is an issue in our team as well as in other clubs.
Michael Gray.
Hi, Ralph. Ralph, do you think the players not knowing your future is having an effect on the performances?
I mean, we have players with contracts expiring in the summer. We have maybe also 1 or 2 players who still want to leave, although they are on contract. And that, I mean, even if we go back to the question I just answered before, it's about the players to deal with that situation in a professional way. I mean, everybody has the chance and the option to show in training, to show up and then get the chance to play. And if this is not the case, then of course the player, together with the club and with the agents, they need to discuss the situation. But as far as I can tell so far, the players have been dealing with that in a professional way. So I cannot say anything else. If I realize that this is not the case, I will address that to the players directly.
Last one in this section for Andy Mitten.
Hello, Ralph. Do you feel that you and your coaches are making progress? And secondly, how important is the FA Cup to your side this season?
I mean, yes, we have made some progress, but obviously the game against Wolves was again a step back. It was maybe even a relapse to habits that the team has shown in the past. And therefore we need to, again, insist and emphasize every time that we have to work together, that we have to do, we can only get better in those moments, in possession of the ball, in possession of the other team, and in the 2 transitional moments together. We have to do the same things at the same time. We have to do it simultaneously. And of course, we also need to do it with passion, with emotion, with intensity. And this was the problem against Wolves, especially in the first half, where we were only escorting them. I mean, if we look at it clearly, it was only David De Gea who objected to them going easily to our goal. David was the one who kept us in the game in the first half. In the second half, it was better when we changed formation to a back 3. But again, it's about finding a sustainable balance for the future, and this can only be done together.